welcome to the premiere episode and interview of Always Strive Higher. I told y'all I was coming with the interview. Y'all just had to give me some time. But today we have a very special guest, Jay Casso himself, Mr. Arkyvs, my brother, founder of Arkyvs, none other than Jarrick Reid.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Glad to be here, bro. Glad to be here. Love what you're doing with this channel. Yes, sir, man.
How's it feel? How's it feel to be here?
Honestly, it's great. You know, this is my first interview, so, you know, it's great.
Oh, we're
great
gonna make
to
it a
do
great
with
one.
you. No other, you know what I mean? No other. Yes, sir.
But again, Jarrick is the founder of Arkyvs. We're gonna get into, man, come on.
Yeah.
Always Strive Higher times Arkyvs. Y'all see what I'm rocking? Y'all see what I'm rocking?
Yes, sir.
This is the first.
Mm-hmm.
The first of many.
Yeah.
The first of many.
Yep.
And a lot more to come that you guys haven't even seen. We're gonna get into all
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna get into that. Yeah. We'll get into
all that. But again, we're gonna go in depth about what sparked Jarrick's interest in starting a fashion brand, starting his own brand, just his interest in fashion, how his journey has developed and come along over time, the things he's learned, the things he's picked up. But it's about to be a great interview, so let's get it started, my boy.
Yes,
We here.
sir. We here.
So, bro, what started your interest in fashion, bro? How did it all begin?
Honestly, I gotta say, it started as early as maybe about like age 10, age 9. I was actually playing this virtual game on my computer. Mm-hmm. And,
what game?
You know, it's this game called Second Life.
Second Life.
And my cousin actually put me on to my older cousin, JC. You know, shout out to him. He got a brand too. You know, I've seen Jerome on Instagram. Follow him. Check out the brand. But I would always see him playing this game on the computer. And I just noticed that he had like a little store on the game. Mm-hmm. And he would be making real life money through the game. So, you know, I'm young. I'm always had a love for money. So, you know, I had to kind of like figure out like, yo, like, how's he doing this? How is he actually doing this? So, you know, I had like, you know, my trial, you know, I made a couple stores at first, you know, they did not do well at all. But, you know, throughout me doing this the whole time, little did I know I was actually building skills that I actually use now for my brand today. So through the game, you know, it's kind of like you're kind of making real life clothes in the game. So it's like, you're learning about fashion without really knowing you're learning about fashion. You're making what's popular in real life in a game. So you're kind of just learning about all the different brands, all the different styles. And I feel like that's where my actual passion for it actually first came.
It was a trial run. That's how
it was really a trial run.
Really a trial run. And little did you know how that would develop into you starting Arkyvs, man. How'd you come up with the name Arkyvs, though?
Honestly, initially it was Picasso Arkyvs. Initially it was Picasso Arkyvs.
Those days.
Yeah, you know, shout out.
Days. I was there since the beginning.
Yep. Shout out to my friend Emmanuel. He's the first person to call me Picasso.
Shout out Manu.
Yeah, shout out Manu. But it's just like, you know, it became my Instagram handle. It was Jay the Picasso, and then I decided to name the brand Picasso Arkyvs, but you know, to avoid legal issues down the line,
you gotta cover it up, feel me? Business reasons.
Yep. To avoid legal issues down the line, you know, I had to drop the Picasso and it was just Arkyvs, but you know, I had to find a way to make the name look like it was something unique, you know. So I kind of, you know, changed a couple letters, put the asterisks at the end, and that's how I came up with Arkyvs.
Looks good to me. What y'all think? Looks very dope.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks.
What inspired you, bro, to become like a designer? Like, obviously, you had your interest in fashion, but like, what really, like, what was that moment that really just compelled you to be like, you know what, I think I'm really good at this. You know, I should give this brand thing, creating my own brand, creating my own persona. What was the start of that for you?
Honestly, it came when I was first introduced to Virgil Abloh. You know, R.I.P. Rest in peace, Virgil. But it just seeing what he was doing and the creativity that he was putting into it, and kind of like inspiring people who buy his products to, you know, make small alterations to it and kind of make it their own. Like, that really made me want to be a part of it. You know, I really like I like the idea of individuality, where, you know, where staying one person, staying true to yourself. And, you know, every person is different. Every person has that thing that's, you know, different about them. And, you know, I feel like I really wanted to make that kind of impact. So I feel like that's what really pulled me into the fashion industry.
Got you. What's your favorite Virgil piece? It's hard. He's got a lot. He got a lot of them. But
yeah, he's got a lot. But honestly, I'm gonna give it to the Off-White 5s.
Off-White 5s.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Off-White. The black ones.
The black ones.
You know the black ones. Come on, yeah, the black ones.
This shit is hella
the
fresh.
Black ones,
Hella fresh.
Yeah, definitely the black ones. I really love how he made it where, he put like those holes on the side, where he kind of like wanted people to cut the holes out. Like I just really love that. That really sounds, even though it's such a small detail, I just love that, you know, back to the individuality idea, where like he's kind of inspiring people to kind of like, you know, make their alterations to something that they bought. Like, you know, not many people will buy an item and say, you know, let me make a minor alteration to it. They kind of buy it and they just kind of just look at it and, you know, like say, oh, it's art as it is right there. But it's like, you know, you could put your little touch on it, you know, and change it up.
Feel that.
Yeah.
100%. So you draw inspiration from Virgil. Are there any other designers or influencers that you really look to, or really be like, oh, that's dope. I like that. Oh, what he's doing. Oh, I see you. I like that. Anyone else?
The list is really small. I'd definitely say Virgil, Matthew Williams, and, you know, Kanye West, you know, when he was, you know,
Yay, man.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really it. That's really it.
Got it. So obviously y'all see the designs, man. Y'all see the uniqueness in itself. Like y'all see this is just different. And it's just Arkyvs has taken its own personality. It's very unique to itself. So with that being at the center of my mind, I want to say, bro, like, it's like, this is really, like, all this stuff is like so dope. Like, where do you draw like your inspiration from? Like how do you go about your creative process and just like developing these ideas in your mind? How's that go?
The process is honestly chaotic. If I were to describe it in one word, I'd say chaotic. It's a mixture of a whole lot of things, you know, scrolling on the Instagram feed and, you know, seeing work from other artists. You know, I get a lot of like inspirations from my from my designs, from art I see, you know, on Instagram and stuff I even see in the city. Like sometimes I'll be walking in the city and I'll take out my phone and take a picture of something and save it to an album and, you know, go back to it and kind of just merge all these different ideas. But mainly I'll say, you know, photos I take or photos that I screenshot or just little notes that I write down in my notepad. And I just kind of just merge those ideas together. And that's how I come up with most of these designs.
Beauty throughout the chaos. You gotta see
the beauty in the chaos.
Beauty in the chaos.
I actually put that on the tag. That's crazy.
I already know.
I really put that on the tag. That's crazy.
Beauty in the chaos. Yeah. I know. Yeah. I didn't know that though. But see, when you have very like mindsets, you already know.
Yeah.
Going along that line, how would you describe Arkyvs as a brand to a stranger, someone on the street? How would you describe just what Arkyvs is? I know that's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Arkyvs, you know.
That's a tough one. But honestly, I definitely describe it as, you know, like something you've really never really seen before, you know, like
abstract,
abstract, you know, like kind of putting stuff that you wouldn't normally see on clothes, you know, like I would say something like that, you know, something you've really never seen before. I don't really have a exact word to describe it because honestly, it's just a bunch of different ideas put together. So,
and that's what makes it so dope.
Exactly. And that's what makes it. Yeah.
I remember when I was like in the dorms and you initially showing me like some of your designs and just seeing some of these designs for the first time, I was like, yo. I was like, hold on. I was like, nah, man, you're moving different. Like this is some really unique stuff. And I was like, man, now you got to see it through. This is some unique stuff. You can't let this talent go to waste. And little did we know, y'all see what I'm rocking. I'm gonna say it again and again. Y'all see what I even show y'all the sleeves, man. I didn't even show y'all the back. I'm not even gonna go into all that.
Yeah, they gonna see that when it drops.
Y'all gonna see it when it drops. And he's working on a release date, but y'all gotta stay tuned for
coming
all
soon.
of that.
Coming soon.
Moving off that, what was it like to drop your first collection? And you could go more into detail about what you did drop as your first collection, how you felt dropping in your first collection, what you felt you learned dropping your first collection. Just take us down that road.
So the first collection, honestly, was it was a simple white T-shirt with a little pink, a pink across it.
Fuego.
Yeah, you could check out the page at Arkyvs on Instagram. You can see what the first drop was. Honestly, going into that drop, I was extremely excited. First drop of your brand. Just starting it out. Never really did anything like that in real life. I did it in the game, but in real life, it's a whole different ball game. Mm-hmm. So I was extremely excited. Thankfully, all my friends were there to support. It was honestly great. On the sales side, maybe it wasn't all that great, but I was just still glad to at least have something out there of my own for other people to be able to buy and be a part of. So yeah, it was honestly a great experience. Mm-hmm. It was a great experience.
And going off the sales and the business side, is it what you expected? Obviously, as a new designer coming into the game, obviously you're excited to bring out your designs to real life, and as you should, because when you're throughout the creative process, from obviously the mock-ups and deciding which fabrics you're going to choose, and then actually bringing the real piece to life, you're excited to bring it to the public and show them the artistic side of yourself. But I'm wondering when you were deciding to drop your first collection, how much of the business side did you actually think about it, and how much thought was placed into that when you initially started?
Honestly, initially starting, there wasn't too much thought put in on the business side.
Right.
Just starting, it was more just, the excitement of, just seeing those first products in hand, like straight from the computer screen to actually being an actual tangible item.
Right.
So it was more about just the excitement. So I don't think I put much thought into the business side.
Right.
Yeah.
Got you. To kind of stay on that topic, but switch a little bit to another one. What advice would you offer to a fellow young designer who's looking to start their own brand? What advice would you offer to them regarding things they should, look out for or think about before dropping that initial collection?
Well, definitely you want to make sure the brand name, the logos, you want to make sure you take care of all that on the legal end first.
Right.
You want to make sure your trademark goes through, because that's a very long process.
Right.
You want to make sure that all goes through.
You start early. Business comes first now. It's always about the bottom line.
Business comes first. Because when I first started, I didn't really take care of all that stuff on the business end. Mm-hmm. So going back and trying to get all that stuff together to do it kind of just makes the process a lot harder. Mm-hmm. Also, the sales tax, also make sure you want to register for that, sign up for that, make sure all that is taken care of so that when you do start selling, because, most people sell online nowadays, you want to make sure you are collecting the sales tax, because let's say, your brand blows up right away and you're making a lot of money. They're gonna come back and they're gonna say, hey, like we need
I need my cut.
We need our cut.
You can't get away.
Exactly.
Come on, the IRS is calling. Yep. Come on. We need
our cut. So you just want to make sure you have all that stuff taken care of before you get into the actual selling of the products. But on the designing side, though, I say, just try to be different, try to really be different and try to really stand out, because what you find nowadays in the fashion industry is, a lot of brands kind of do the same thing. They kind of just follow trends and
speak on it. Exactly.
You know what I mean? And do the same thing. So it's like kind of, you kind of, the way to really last in the industry, is like you really got to kind of give them something that only you're giving them. Mm-hmm. So that, they constantly come to you for that. Mm-hmm. Versus if you're giving them something that 20 other people are giving them, they have 20 options to choose from. You know what I mean? So
differentiate yourself from the market.
Exactly. Definitely want to differentiate yourself from the market. So those are definitely important.
Someone who wants to start their own or become a successful designer, what's, technical skills, programs would you suggest that they learned?
Photoshop.
Photoshop.
That's the only thing I use.
Mm-hmm.
Photoshop. I mean, GIMP, you could use GIMP too. You know, I started with GIMP. But Photoshop, definitely, you want to get straight to Photoshop.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So we were talking previously about, you know, the impacts of social media and brands kind of playing a game of, you know, copy and paste.
Mm-hmm.
So going off that sentiment, what would you like to see change in the fashion world? What would you like to see, you know, become more, I guess, popular? Like you were saying, individuality.
Mm-hmm.
So off those lines, what would you like to see change?
That's really it, honestly. Like, I feel like that, like, even though it's, you know, it can seem so simple, I feel like it's a really, like, individuality can really be so broad. I feel like that's just really important. Like, it kind of goes overlooked a lot, but I feel like it's really important that, you know, like one brand is different than the other, because, you know, essentially it's two different people making the brand. So two different people making two different brands. So it's like, you know, you don't want your brand to be anyway similar to another person's brand. So I feel like that is something that I want to see more of in the fashion industry. You know, I'm tired of really the you know,
we tired of that.
The copy, stop the copy and paste. You know,
we don't need all these same hoodies with these, you know, different alignments and the same copy and paste T-shirts with just, you know, a famous person or an athlete on that with a little, you know, dazzly do or whatever. Nah, we tired of that. Switch your game up or get left back. We trying to see something new, trying to see more unique stuff. But I agree that, you know, we definitely need to see more individuality. Like, it's okay to take your time. Like, it takes time to build a brand. What, you've been at it for how long? Like,
it's been 3 years now.
3 years now.
Time flew.
3 years now, and obviously, like Jarrick has stated, like, it takes time. You're going to like learn over, you know, the time, trial and error, what works for you, what not. Everyone has their own creative process and how they go about doing business. It's okay to be different. Like, it's perfectly fine to be different. You know, you have to be okay with you have to be okay with being judged.
Yeah,
like, who
exactly.
cares? Everyone's going to judge. It's a human instinct. You're going to be judged. People are going to be judged. But the most successful people don't care about how they're judged by others.
Exactly.
They just go forward with their ideas because they know the time that they've invested. They know the effort that they've invested into bringing their ideas to real life. So just always, like, again, stay true to yourself, individuality, because when you do that, that's how you produce this. That's how this comes out, because you stay true to yourself. You follow the process,
sir.
You know, soon, you know, you boom off.
Exactly.
It's coming very soon, but
hopefully.
You've been at it for 3 years, bro. How has your process, your work process, how has that evolved over time? How has Arkyvs evolved over time to you?
Honestly, I'd say you definitely learn. Well, what I've learned so far, I've definitely learned patience. You definitely learn, you know, to really be patient. And, you know, there's a lot of elements that get added to the process, you know, like you learn about measurements, because that's really important. For instance, when you're ordering items from, like you're manufacturing, you're ordering items, there's just a bunch of different measurements you need to send them, and there's just a whole lot of trial and error. You know, you get your first sample is not really going to be merely as close to what you really expected. So it's like you just kind of adapt the mindset to, like, you know, really be patient and understand that, you know, it's going to take time, but once you finally do get it, it'll all be worth it in the end. So
exactly.
Yeah.
The effort that you put in, people often, I guess, they see that, oh, it's so cool to start a brand, a clothing brand, but they don't really think about the effort that it takes. And I guess with the way social media is set up nowadays, with everyone just wanting instant gratification and think that it's just so achievable to blow up instantly, it's just very few that are able to do that. And there's a lot of luck involved in that too. So you just have to, I feel like you just have to be okay with knowing that it's going to be a process. It's going to take some time. But like you said, sticking to yourself, making sure that you're authentic, you know, reaching out to people, reaching out to your friends and family, asking them for help and advice, what you think of designs, how you think you could improve. These are all essential traits that helps a person blossom into reaching their full potential. And it's just, important to say again that, just keep staying true to yourself and the results will come. The results will come.
Yeah.
Tell me about your greatest achievement.
Greatest achievement
in as a designer.
Arkyvs?
Yeah. What do you think your greatest achievement is? Is it just starting it or?
Man, my greatest achievement was finding my manufacturers.
Finding your manufacturers.
I actually took a year and a half break from releasing anything and even making anything because I just needed to find manufacturers. Like finding manufacturers is probably the hardest part in all of this. Because you got to find somebody who, has the fabrics, has the machinery to do the printing exactly how you want to do it. And, just kind of just understands your vibe of your designs. You know what I mean? They have to understand, like, they have to kind of be there with you in terms of how you want your product to come out. So it's like that process literally took me a year and a half to find. So it's like
a year and a half.
A year and a half.
Patience.
So,
Patience. Don't rush.
A lot of stress. A lot of stress, a lot of moments, being stressed, stuff don't come out how you want it. So you got to go on to the next person and, just till you find that right guy. But that's definitely the best achievement.
Resiliency.
That's definitely my greatest achievement. Finding my manufacturers.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Where do you see yourself in the brand in 5 years, bro? Like
5 years?
5 years. 5 years. 5 years from now.
Man.
Where do you see?
You already know.
I already know. I already know where you see it for yourself. But
yeah.
5 years. Let it be known on tape. Let it be known on record. Let these people know how you coming. Let them know how you coming.
5 years from now, honestly, I don't really see myself dropping as much hoodies. I kind of see myself, dropping more, I guess you could say designer pieces, more, I don't really know the words to describe it, but more like high end pieces. Like that's really the goal for me. Hoodies and the sweatsuits and the t-shirts. That's a good place for me to start. To build a capital. But the real end goal is those real runway pieces. Doing fashion shows.
You're gonna get there easy.
That's
easy.
where I really see myself in 5 years with this brand.
Easy, hell yeah, easy. What does this new collection mean to you?
Man, everything, man. That's really my blood, sweat, and tears.
When was the last time you dropped?
2021.
2021.
I don't remember the month, but 2021. It's 2023 now. But
blood, sweat, and tears.
Blood, sweat, and tears in this collection, man. Not saying that, this is the best I got. You know what I mean? Not saying that it's the best I got, because not by any means, but definitely put a lot into this. So this collection definitely means a lot to me, So I just really, really been taking my time, making sure I put this stuff out the right way, Just really been taking my time because I learned a lot and I want to apply all that I've learned. So
it's time to apply pressure.
Yeah,
it's very simple.
Time to apply pressure.
So for those of you who may be wondering, how did me and Jarrick become friends? It's actually a pretty It's a pretty funny story, actually. So our boy Malk, shout out to Malk Money. Coming into college, me and Malk were, you know how they have those college groups initially where people join this college group. So I was added to one, and me and Malcolm ended up in one. I was like, he's cool. He's cool. He's into sports. I'm into sports, and he looks like he's into rap. I like my rap. Same artist. We love that. So coming into college, I think the first time I seen Malk was at the gym, actually. So we're just working out. He connect you. So what's up, bro? What's up, bro? And then we're just talking. And end up one day he's like, you want to come to the dorm? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come chop it up. And lo, did I know, my first time seeing Jarrick was in the dorms. I'm not gonna get into the subject matter that was at hand, but literally the first time, the first words first couple sentences I started talking to Jarrick. He was on the phone, but the first sentences I was literally joking, off rip. It was just jokes, clowning, and throughout college, that's just how it was. It was just good vibes. It was just good energy,
great energy,
all the time. He will tell you, literally, was just like we literally were just vibing all the time.
Man.
You know, random photo shoots every 1 or 2 days. Shout out B-Dot. Yo, B-Dot.
Yo, shout out B-Dot,
Y'all gotta see him. Yo, he gonna come. He gonna stay behind the camera. But shout out B-Dot.
Shout out B-Dot.
He's behind the camera right now. He's been with us since the beginning of it all too, since freshman year.
All my content on my page. Shout out to B-Dot.
Shout out to B-Dot.
He's been there since day one, man.
Day uno.
Day uno.
He shot all our shots, all those photos that we're posting like almost every other day or two on IG. We were going crazy, but I was all B-Dot. But yeah, it was fresh. It was just off rip. Was good energy. Even all of our our friends. Shout out to 201. 201 is still strong. We got like our boy Seth said. We have representatives across the whole world, across the whole country. Like 201 representatives across the whole country, and it's just gonna continue to be that way. But again, like it was just good vibes for everyone. Like off the literally the time we met, and still to this day, we're just going strong. Right?
Yep.
Still going strong.
Still locked in. So, again, like, it just goes to show when you surround yourself with good people, they will, help you grow and realize through how you should, reach your full potential. And make suggestions. Oh, bro, how about you scrap that? Do this instead. And it's not hate. It's called constructive criticism. Like, people have to become comfortable with, like, being able to accept that. All right, like, I need to hear someone else's perspective. Like, sometimes it's not always about your perspective. Like, you need to hear other people's perspective. Yeah. So, again, surrounding yourself with like-minded people who are committed to have the same morals and interests as you is a very major key. And, major key.
This is how all of this has started. Always strive higher. I wouldn't have started without Jarrick. Feel me? Some of my inspiration, I was like, yo, I see what he's doing to Arkyvs. I gotta find something else for me to do. Like, it may not be starting my own clothing brand, although, you never know. Never say never. I think I might have some drip on the way. But again, just, surround yourself with people who inspire you to achieve the best of yourself. Always strive higher would not happen without Jarrick, without Brandon, B-Dot, without 201. Like, they all put the battery in my back. I seen how they're grading, how they're working. I'm like, all right, I got to get to it myself. Yeah. And, I know they feel the same way. But, that's just want to show, how, all of this came together. Yeah. Yo, bro, you have any final words? The collection, do we have a date or are we going to keep that on the low?
We're going to keep that on the low, but,
it's coming, though.
Definitely coming soon.
Man,
definitely coming
this.
soon. Definitely coming soon.
Definitely coming soon.
Definitely coming soon.
You heard it from the man himself, Jay Casso, Mr. Arkyvs. Drop coming very, very soon.
Yes, sir.
I hope you guys enjoyed the first interview. Again, you're just going to be giving insight into, what people love to do, business side of what they love to do, and just give out some tips and help people and show people there's multiple different ways to do it. That's really what it's all about. Thank you again, my brother, for being the first one to come on the show, on the channel.
And thank you for inviting me. This is my first interview ever. What better way than to do it with one of my closest friends? So,
yes, sir.
Come on.
Yes,
couldn't
sir,
be more thankful, man.
Of course. Yes, sir. Arkyvs going up.
To the moon.
Always strive higher. Coming higher. Going up. Yeah. Thank you guys again for tuning into the first interview on Always Strive Higher. Plenty of more to come. Peace.